So I think it's fair to say that Imagine by John Lennon is one of the most iconic, classic, beautiful songs ever written. I don't think anyone would dispute that. So when I hear someone absolutely butchering it, then I have something to say about that. Now, if it was Joe Bloggs in their bedroom just learning it and they were just starting out on the piano, I'd probably turn around and say, hey, good job, good effort, and maybe give some tips for improvement. But when it's from someone who confesses to being a concert pianist, we'll talk about that next in the next video, and someone who is an educator and who charges a lot of money to teach his piano philosophy to thousands, presumably, of people worldwide through his piano school, then I'm going to have a little bit more to say about it. Now, I am talking about Stephen Ridley, and I recently put an invite out to him to come and have a chat on a live stream. And he knows that I'm critical of him, but I did say that if he wanted to come onto a live stream, I would be objective and fair, and we would just talk about piano philosophy. But today's video is about a short that he uploaded where he played three of the best intros of all time, I think, piano intros of all time. Now, regardless of whether you agree with his choices, that's by the by, but he did two Coldplay songs and he did Imagine by John Lennon. Now, John Lennon and Imagine are one of those beautiful, timeless classic pieces. It's not a hard song to play. It's really simple, but I'm very much for simplicity. Less is more. If I go somewhere socially, I'm always drawn to the person who's the quiet one, who's perhaps not saying so much in a group setting, as opposed to the person who's shouting and screaming and dancing and, hey, me, look at me, look at me. I think there's a lot more depth and nuances to someone who's much more kind of quieter. And that's the same for piano. Now, one of my favourite pianists and composers is Sergei Rachmaninoff, an absolute legend of the piano. And from all accounts, he barely moved a muscle when he played the piano. And he played really, really demanding music, often his own. And he would do so in a way that he was just in command. And he didn't need to do any extra actions or make it all flouncy and dramatic. He didn't need to do that because just the charisma that he had was enough. Now, Stephen Ridley is much louder than I am. He's much more flamboyant than I am. He's got much more charisma than I have. I accept that. I accept my weaknesses. I'm not a showing off, jumping around, leaping around kind of person. I'm much more of a quiet, sort of introverted kind of person. I like my music to speak for me. So that's something that we're very different on. But I want to just sort of show you how he played Imagine, and I'll show it to you shortly. And then I'm going to just show you my version. Now, I haven't done anything fancy. I was at work today. I thought I'm just going to hit record on my phone and I'm just going to play Imagine. Now, I will put my hands up if anyone turns around and says, actually, Stephen Ridley plays it better than you do. If people say that, I'll put my hands up and I will publicly apologise to Stephen Ridley. But in my heart of heart, I feel that I play it better than him because I play the right notes for a start. That's always a good start if you play the right notes. And it's played sensitively and, authentically to the original song. And it's the same for the Coldplay. I'll also show you Stephen Ridley's rendition of Coldplay, and I'll show you my version as well. And I just wanted to do this video because sometimes it gets very frustrating when you've got people dancing around, prancing around, doing all of this, distracting you from what they're actually doing, a bit like a magician. And I like to peek behind the curtain and see what's really going on. And I think the problem is with Stephen Ridley is it's all dancing around, prancing around, and no substance. And I believe in the power of music to speak. It can speak for us. It doesn't need to be any more than what it is. And that's why I've made this video. Now, in my next video, I'm going to be talking about his claims of being a concert pianist, and we're going to talk about what a concert pianist actually is, and we're going to kind of go into a little bit of detail on why that needs to be debunked regarding him. But for now, I'd like you to have a little listen. Let me know in the comments, who does it better, Stephen Ridley or me? I know I'm opening myself up here because I'll probably get lots of people say, actually, we prefer Stephen Ridley's version, in which case I concede defeat. But what I'm talking about is I'm not saying who does it more flamboyantly or who has more charisma or who has the better setup. I'm talking about just the music. Who plays the music better? Ooh, I'm going to regret this, aren't I? Anyway, over to Mr. Ridley.
First is a classic. The Scientist.